Let's go straight over to the big board. Vedika Bahl is there for Truth or Fake. Vedika, good evening to you. Today marks 3 years since Myanmar's military coup took place. There's currently a civil war going on between the ruling junta and armed ethnic groups. Recent images published online claim that an army airstrike killed civilians, but official state media insist this is fake news. Vedika, tell us more.
Yes, Mark, that's right. On the 7th of January, claims began to circulate on social networks that the MAF, Myanmar's Air Force, had carried out airstrikes in the country's northwest in a village called Kanan, just on the border with India there. Now, images of this attack were broadcast on social media in the country, as well as published by independent and pro-democracy media, and they claimed that 17 civilian lives had been taken by these airstrikes and that the Air Force was targeting civilian infrastructure like churches, homes and high schools. Now, Myanmar's state-run news broadcaster did put out an official statement. They have claimed, however, that these claims are entirely fake news. They denied outright that any airstrikes had taken place or that anyone had lost their lives. In fact, they called it fake news there, and they said that it was by terrorist inciting subversive media. They even went as far as to say that there was no flights and no aircrafts in the vicinity at the time. Now, this is a video published on that day, on the 7th of January, by independent media in Myanmar, Kit Tit Media. And in it, at around 15 seconds, we can see a black dot very rapidly passing in the sky, but we can also hear an explosion as well. So let's take a look at that moment in question. So we can see very rapidly there something black in the sky for a second before a very loud explosion. Now, later in the video, we do see plumes of smoke, a lot of destruction. We also see the person who filmed this video show us injured people as well in the streets. So these are the claims, Mark, that we're looking at today in Myanmar.
Now, it does seem an attack's taking place in that video, but is there therefore a link with Myanmar's military? Tell us more on that one.
Well, Mark, the NGO Myanmar Witness have done extensive verification of footage of this attack, and the France 24 observers reached out to them to get a deeper understanding of the topic. Now, whilst this, agreeably, that black spot there in that low-quality video, it's not enough for us to identify it as aircraft, if you will, but the Myanmar Witness Group did do more extensive research. They found the original HD-sourced video there, and in it they were able to find the footage where that black spot does coincide. We can see the same silhouette there that matches that of a Q-5 ground attack aircraft. Now, it's worth noting that the only people in Myanmar who have access to this particular aircraft, the only actor in this conflict that has that, is the Army and the Air Force there. Now, according to Matt Lawrence, he is the director of the project who we spoke to, he says that this is called open source evidence. He says that it's clear that the video shows a ground attack aircraft and that the sound of the explosion and the plume of smoke does correspond to the release of an aerial munition. Now, additionally, he told us that satellite image that his team worked on from the morning of this alleged attack on the 7th of January, this is the runway of the military, of the Army Air Base, if you will, and 4 Q-5 aircraft are visible on the runway there. Now, this is at 9:43 a.m., that satellite image. And the director, Matt Lawrence, he told us that, according to him, it is therefore likely that there is a link between those planes and the attack, which he said occurred around 10:30 in the morning.
Vedika, on Truth or Fake, we see often dated and out-of-context images. How do we know that these are actually from Kanan village?
Well, Mark, the Myanmar Witness Project, again, used extensive social media videos of the attack and to geolocate that this is, in fact, in Kanan village. And they managed to geolocate specific buildings through their work. Now, we can see here, this is a church. This is St. Peter's Baptist Church that has been damaged, they say, in these strikes. We can see it highlighted there in red. And in the background, we can see a yellow highlighted electric tower further in the distance. Now, this is a satellite image from their research from the village of Kanan. And again, we can see that church there in the background. And there is a electric tower highlighted there in the background in yellow. And they managed to do this with several buildings, including a high school and civilian homes as well. That does fall in line with those claims there about civilian infrastructure being damaged. Now, there's also images here done in this research of using Sentinel-2 technology. These are high-resolution satellite pictures. Now, the attack allegedly took place on January 7th, as we said. Now, this is from 3rd of January in that village, and this is from the 8th of January. And indeed, there is damage in line with those claims. We can see certain structures there on the 3rd of January, which are not present here on the 8th, again, in line with those claims of the attack. But overall, this is a very detailed investigation done by the NGO Myanmar Witness. There is a lot of contradictory information here that picks holes in that argument made by the official state broadcaster. I do encourage any of our viewers who are more interested to go and have a look at their extensive report and to find out a bit more if they would like to.
Vedika Bahl, the truth or fake, thank you very much indeed.